Well, I don't get to say it often, but mission accomplished. You've been a great host, Overlord. Very accommodating. All that remains is for me to pull out and... Why are you smiling?
Smiling? Oh, nothing really. I've just remembered where I've seen you before.
Far be it from me to question the quality of Decepticon intelligence, Overlord, but we appear to have flown halfway across Cybertron to carpet bomb a patch of wasteland.
At least it's given you time to perfect your withering tone, Starscream. In any case, you're wrong, and the Decepticon Secret Service is right. This is clearly an Autobot hideout. Look who's just answered the door. Guardian droids. And unless they have taken to protecting sites of strategic insignificance, I'd say we've just found the fabled New Institute.
What are we doing here? Why this memory? Overlord? Stop smiling! Why are we... Overlord! Why are we at the Institute?
Where is he?
Overlord! No! You took your time.
If that's your way of saying, I'm sorry I got myself captured and had to rely on my betters to save me, there's really no need.
They're calling for reinforcements. I suggest we...
Get out of here? Agreed. Just grabbing a souvenir.
It was all Zeta Prime's fault. After Sentinel's death, he became obsessed with rebranding everything. The new Senate, the new Imperium, and behind the scenes, certainly behind the back of Orion Pax, the new Institute. Why am I even telling you this?
Because in here, it's difficult to keep your thoughts to yourself. Right now, you're literally speaking your mind. Do go on.
Thanks to Prowl, Zeta knew I had an interest in neuroscience, pneumology in particular. He persuaded me to train as a cerebroscientist, Trepin's apprentice. Turns out I had a real aptitude for digging around in people's heads, so much that my colleagues nicknamed me Chromedome. By the time you attacked the Institute, I had thousands of lobotomies under my belt. Decepticons mostly, but not exclusively. Sometimes Zeta made me keep our own side in check. With some light cerebral tinkering, you could encourage a member of High Command to accept the majority view, or help certain high-risk individuals better control their urges. I almost quit. Hang in there, Tumbler. After you shot me, I almost quit. I looked up at Pharma and thought, if I survive this, I'm starting over. But instead Wait. Wait! Where were you when all this was happening? You took Trepin and ran. How can you remember any of this? Me on the floor, Pharma saving my life, calling me by my real name. You don't even know my real name. How can you remember any of this if you weren't in the room?
Because these aren't my memories anymore. They're yours. I'm in control now, Chromedome, and you're trapped in my head. The neural pathway connecting us runs both ways. By steering you towards a shared memory, the one moment that you and I experienced together, I was able to turn the tables.
But you'd have to be an expert neurosurgeon to pull off something like that.
Not an expert, no. But good enough to outwit an Autobot whose feigned nonchalance masks a deep-seated terror of being locked in a room with me. Why do you think I kidnapped Treppin? I wanted him to teach me how to become a neurosurgeon so I could tap into Shockwave's memories and disable the kill switch and the Achilles virus. I picked up the basics, but before I could learn how to interface with people, Megatron got wind of my new hobby and had Treppin killed.
Okay. I am officially impressed. But we're both professionals. Let's draw this to a close and move on.
Absolutely. Once I've worked out how to escape.
I won't tell you anything.
Tell me? No. But you're going to show me. I'm going to turn to the index of your memory and look up a single word.
Overlord? Overlord's intact?
This is Cybertron, correct? Shortly before we boarded this ship.
And there was me thinking you'd take this in stride. I thought you'd put a spark in a whiteout vacuum. There's no such thing as a whiteout vacuum. It's a cover story intended to give me, us, High Command, time to work out what to do with him. Besides, we can't even get to his spark. That's part of the problem. Sit down. Cover stories and half-truths. When was the last time you played anything straight? Probably just before I realized it gets you nowhere. Come on, Prowl. I'm supposed to be out there helping to look for Optimus. I'm assuming you didn't summon me here just to tell me that there's a Phase 6er on the premises. What makes a Phase 6er, Chromedome? Why aren't you a Phase 6er? Or me? Or that skinny little friend of yours? His name's Rewind. Whatever. But come on, why are some of us so much more powerful, more resilient than others? It's an accident of birth, isn't it? A once-in-a-generation design abnormality. Every once in a while, Adeptus breaks the mold. That's what I expected you to say. That's what everyone says. And what do you say? I think some Cybertronians are markedly more powerful than others. Optimus, Grimlock, Megatron, Fortress Maximus on a good day. I think those are your once-in-a-generation bots. But they pale in comparison, all of them. They pale when compared to the likes of Overlord and Six-Shot and Tarn. So my supplemental question is this. Why are the truly powerful Cybertronians all Decepticons? It doesn't stack up. It's illogical. You think something was done to them. You think the Decepticons selected their strongest soldiers and then... Exactly! What did they do? And why did they stop? Why haven't we been obliterated by an army of Phase 6ers? I see. Now I get it. You want me to interface with Overlord, find out what makes him special, and see if we can manufacture our own Phase 6ers. We've tried interrogating him, but he's not being particularly communicative. That's why we repaired him. We thought it would encourage him to talk. Right. And the real reason? Bumblebee seems to think we have a moral obligation to return POWs to their natural state. Come over here. What? Come on, come and look outside. The world's changed, Prowl. The war's over, and everyone's coming home. We don't need our own Phase Sixers anymore. I sincerely wish you were right. But you're not. You're wrong. You and everyone else. You do realize that what you're asking me to do, a deep reading on a live subject, you do realize that could kill me. Why do you think most nemosurgeons die young? You're not most nemosurgeons. No. I told Rewind I'd give all this up. I promised him. Well, promise me you'll think about it. No. I think you'll have to do without me on this one. It's funny. What? What's funny? You and Rewind. Alright then. I'll bite. Why's that funny? I just wonder if Rewind knows what you did in your past life. Not the lobotomies and the shadow play, but... Go on. I want to see if you're stupid enough to say this out loud. All I'm saying to you, as a friend, is that it might be worth telling him the unexpurgated version of your life story before someone else does. Now, if you and I were to come to an agreement whereby... You asked for this. No!
I'm impressed. What exactly did you do to him?
I removed his memory of making the threat. Then I removed the knowledge that allowed him to make the threat in the first place. It was a rush job. I was conscious that the door was open. Once I was sure he wouldn't remember me attacking him, I pulled out. So you'll think about it? Yeah. Whatever. I think we've both seen enough now, Overlord. Let's wrap this up, eh?
No. I'm getting the hang of this. I'm getting the hang of you. And I think I've found the memory I'm after.